I'm 100% sure that you clicked on this video because you saw the word thumbnail and you have misconceptions and lack of knowledge on this topic. So stick until the end. You're going to learn a bunch of lessons because I do this. This is what I do for my clients. I know this is the best, and you click on the right video to learn from the right person. How many times have you posted a video thinking it would cook and it only got 50 to 100 views? Do you ask yourself, why does that happen? Are thumbnails even then important, right? Mr. Beast once said, if you don't click, they don't watch. Which means that your video and what you said on the video, how is it edited, all this doesn't matter if people don't click. You also are probably spending 90% of your time, hours and hours, on editing, on filming, on scripting. However, you just make some random thumbnail in 3 minutes in Canva, and then you're wondering why my videos aren't performing. No wonder. Here are some thumbnails that we did. We're experts in this thing, so you can see. We have a bunch of designs and templates that we use, and I'm going to give you later in this video templates so you can implement it in your own business. Here are people that we work with, Maurits Neon, Nick Setting, even Barsim Z. I did a few thumbnails for him as well. Here's some results that we did for our clients. So all because of thumbnails. Even my clients said, can you send me a thumbnail? It's really good. Maurits said, best in the business, pleasure to work with. 40k impressions, 9k views, 130k impressions, almost 12k views, so a bunch of views, and it won't be possible without thumbnails. So first thing we're gonna cover is psychology behind YouTube thumbnails. So thumbnails are pretty much psychology game. You have to make people click. What else? You have to make people click on your video instead of someone else, because there's a competition. You have to understand that when people open YouTube, it's not just you, and in their head it's not just, oh, should I click on this guy or not? There are a bunch of other creators, probably sometimes competitors, literally, you and your competitors in cold email, in dropshipping. So your thumbnail and your packaging is really important, and that's why you're today here. In order to make people click, you need to answer to these 3 questions. Why do people click? Why will they click? And why should they click? I gave you there one example. This is from entertaining niche, but principles there are applicable for B2B finance niche. So here's the full explanation of thumbnails, psychology, most importantly how thumbnail and title work together, because they have to work together in order to create psychological effect in viewers' head, which is required for them to click. So I'm giving now this easy to understand example, but the same concept is applicable to every single thumbnail, to every single niche. We can see, don't use tube number 8, his confused, scared head. And then on the left, this is exactly the tube number 8 that shouldn't be used. Also, to better understand, to make our brain understand the situation, we see tubes in the background. This is just a design. So this thumbnail created psychological effect and most importantly curiosity, so we have an intention and motivation to click. Same principle should be used for every single thumbnail. You have to make people curious, you have to interest them, you have to spark some questions, because now in your head there are a bunch of questions like, what happened to this guy? Did he actually take the tube number 8? And a bunch of other questions, which at the end makes people click, and this makes a good thumbnail. You should always keep the focus on 2 to maximum 3 objects or details in the thumbnail, and you can always ask yourself, what are those 3 details? So what's the first thing that's being recognizable when this thumbnail pops to YouTube feed? What's the second thing, and what's the third thing? In this situation, most likely your eye first caught, don't use tube 8, then for example his scared face, and then tube number 8. We don't have a bunch of small details on the thumbnail because those small details can't be seen, so we need to focus only on main details, like there, his head. Don't use tube number 8, this tube and other tubes. So it's pretty like simple. We don't have a bunch of some small shits. No, it's simple and concise. Now, question to think about before publishing your thumbnail is, would this stop someone in the middle of a conversation and be like, whoa, I need to watch this, excuse me? You need to literally create this in viewer's head every single time with every single thumbnail in order to make them click. Now we have to talk about video packaging, because this is this concept of title and thumbnail working together. So if your packaging sucks, nothing else matters. Let me repeat one more time, this is so important. If your packaging is bad, thumbnail and title in combination, no one will A, consider watching the video, B, click on the video, and C, even if they click, they won't stick for a long time. Usually what you do is film and make a video and then you come up with some title and thumbnail, but this is completely wrong, and I know that all of you are doing that. I used to do that in the past as well, but this is wrong. And this is even worse for the finance B2B niche, because we use YouTube to pre-solve clients' pains, position ourselves as authority, and show credibility by presenting results. To do all that, you need to think ahead with a reverse engineering method. You can't film and edit the whole video without first thinking and preparing concept of the video that is applicable and that is exactly for your ICP. To sum it up, before you make a video, before you make every single video, come up with the whole concept and package your video properly. Spend at least 60% of your time figuring out title and thumbnail, because if you flop there, no one will even watch what you said in the video. Now we have 3 thumbnail rules. First rule is rule of thirds. This is in photography and videography, really famous rule. So you want to keep your main objects on these 4 bullets. Now second rule is rule of 3 elements. Put only 3 to 4 main objects in the thumbnail. Small details sometimes can't be seen properly. So for that reason, you only focus on main details and to emphasize them. Here's an example from my client's thumbnail. So we can see his face, we can see then these, Gmail and Facebook ads, and third and last thing is this text. It's clear, it's easy to understand, and it makes us curious. Okay, so he spends 20k there, 20k on ads, then what works better, then how he structured the campaigns, how is he doing coding. So there are a bunch of questions. As long as there are questions and something that is triggering our brain to click, this is good and this is good thumbnail. Third and last rule is rule of 3 main colors. So this doesn't need to be exactly like 3, but the concept is important. Put colors that match, use contrast, and make thumbnail look great and also feel great with colors that make sense. Now for you, this is probably the most important thing that you'll pick up from this video. All thumbnail templates that are proven. First one is transformation. It could be before and after, 0 to millions, day 1 to day 30, don't do, even like Mr. Beast is using that, as you can see, 0 to 1 million, even Gazi. Then even I use that example and this video cooked for me, like no editing. So this contrast is important, or before and after. Then second is simplified. Make some graph or try to illustrate the title with something that is drawn or something that just look and can explain as a picture, topic of the video. Now, third and really famous one, you probably don't know their name, which is Vaxican text thumbnails, because of this text, really famous text. So it needs to be something that is triggering people to click, something controversial, for example, or some joke. Now we can Ryan box. This is famous box that I also use for my client. Ayman Arab used it. It's like a box with a text. Then we have client interview. So your face on the left side, your client's face on the right side, and this is the transformation overall. Usually you put their money. Then we have full course or full guide thumbnails. So full SMA course, 5+ hours for the SMA, but also for econ looks pretty much the same. Now we have vlog style. I took from literally like best guys in the game, Samuel Onua and Iman Gazi. Usually these thumbnails, but like the principles are the same. As you can see, we don't have their bunch of details. We have his face, Lambo, car, yacht, and this is it pretty much. For Iman as well, cars, his face. So it's like simple. Then number 8, we have whiteboard or blueprint. This is for Sam, the thumbnail that I did. It really performed good. AI full guide. It's like blueprint, or it can be like a whiteboard, and there you put some illustration, and usually you put this headline text. Also Miro board I also used for my video, and the key there is to make it look complex, because that positions you as authority. It brings to the viewer that you're actually expert in your thing, positions you as an authority, and make people click because they want to learn. It also adds fear of missing out, because when people see all that, they're like, I'm missing out something, so I have to click. Again, this is one emotion that makes people click. Let me one more time repeat and highlight you the main ones. So transformation one, then Vaxican and Ryanbox. Then client interview, full guide and full course, Viber can work really good, and Miro board. These are the main ones that you need for B2B. Thumbnail questions. Questions that you can ask after making a thumbnail to test it. Click and why watch? Does it make sense? Is it simple to understand? And does it create genuine curiosity? Design isn't everything. Design is only 20% of the thumbnail, which means if you fuck up the psychology and overall concept, which is 80% of the thumbnail, you can literally view this as a 20-80 rule. Thumbnail just won't be good and it won't perform. I'm not the one who's just, telling you shit. I like to put things into practice, but I'll give you some actionable steps. So in order to make good thumbnails that make people click, you need to use emotions and you need to appeal to one of these 5 emotions. So whether it's fear, anger, sadness, disgust, or joy. You can also appeal to one of 5 core emotions. These can also work. And these 5 emotions are fear, anger, sadness, disgust, and joy. So if you can add at least few of those 5 core emotions, you'll make a good thumbnail and you will increase the chance of people clicking. We are slowly ending. I want to show you also the A/B test, how you can rehash the thumbnail, so rehash method. Rehash method, if you're not familiar with it, Iman Ghazi is the master of rehashing method. It's literally like refreshing your videos just by changing thumbnail and title. It re-uploads your video again, which means that Iman Ghazi, for example, he doesn't need to post new videos, like new from zero videos for the next 5 years. He can just change thumbnail and title, but mostly thumbnail on his previous videos that he filmed like 2-3 years ago, and his channel will continue to grow. Now I want to quickly go through this thumbnail CTR tracker because it's important to track every single video. I also do this for my channel, and if you don't track, you can't improve. So it's pretty simple. You put there the video, and I separated, so every 10th video is different color, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's for 50 videos. So you put their video and you track CTR after the first day, after 7 days, after 14, and after 30 days. After that, it doesn't, unless you're doing rehashing strategy, you don't need to change the thumbnail after 30 days. Your average CTR will appear there. And the goal with all this is to know whether you should change or, keep the thumbnail when you upload new video. Meaning, if you upload completely new video, and the CTR is lower than your average, immediately change the thumbnail. If it's better or close to your average CTR, then you can keep it. Now, if you want to do A/B test on your YouTube, I gave you there one example, so I uploaded some random video. You just go there, A/B testing right there. So thumbnails, you can upload just one thumbnail, or you can go to A/B test and you put thumbnail 1, thumbnail 2, thumbnail 3, or you can just run with 2. You need at least 2 to be able to run, and you just go set a test and YouTube will automatically run the test. You can do, by the way, both for thumbnail and for title. So for title as well, you have thumbnail option, or you can run both title and thumbnail A/B test. Now I want to show you 2 more sites that you can use. So first one is thumbnail test. It's pretty much the same thing as doing it on YouTube. However, it's like a different website. So the only benefit is that you can A/B test before you upload the video, so then you don't need to waste your video, and make mistake. You can pretty much test it here on Thumbnail Tester, and you just upload the best thumbnail on your video. Based on that first performance, YouTube will decide whether they want to push your video or not. So this is why Iman there is also changing thumbnails so many times. Look at this. And he's doing for every single, look at this. It doesn't need to be some crazy details, but you just make few thumbnails and you just mix them and test them. So you can just tell your designer to make A/B tests. Maybe you'll need to pay a bit more, but who cares? It will deliver you better results. So to sum up everything, key takeaways from this video: simple thumbnails are better than overbaked. Then optimize thumbnail to be visible while people scroll, even on your phone. That's why you emphasize key details instead of putting some small things. Usually brighter thumbnail work better, so don't make them dark, because most people use dark mode on YouTube. More than 90% of people use dark mode, so this is why you need to make a bit brighter thumbnails. tell also this to your designer. Then number 4, use already proven structures, then just tweak them on your own style and brand, because everyone do this, and even like top players are copying from each other, so it is completely okay as long as you tweak them a bit on your own style and way. And I gave you about proven formats that you can use. Package your video first, then make a video. Try to put 4 to 5 max words in your thumbnail that just add context on title. Don't just repeat the title. Thumbnail and title should work together, but what's the point of putting the same text on your thumbnail? This is really important. People first notice thumbnail and then title, so you need to first catch people's attention with your thumbnail, and you have to also make them click on your video instead of someone else. Remember, you're competing against other creators. Number 8, don't spend all of your time on design. Design is just 20% of the work, and the other 80% is actual psychology behind thumbnails, so focus should be on that first. Follow 3 rules we talked about: 3 objects, 3 colors, and rule of thirds, and ask these questions every time before posting your video and your thumbnail. Why do people click? Why will they click? And why should they click? Leave a sub for more value worth 100 million. I can reveal a book 100 million YouTube. I could do this. Like I have there for Moses book, but I can make something like $100 million YouTube. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video really soon. And yeah, peace out.